Hello, and welcome to another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don,
I'm Jamae.
And I'm Jay Trent.
and today we are here with Siobhan, one of the greatest film breakdown people on the net, with the Heat beat, former collegiate player, former pro, if I'm not mistaken. Just all around wonderful asset to the game of basketball. We very much appreciate her for being here. Um, Analyst, so many words, so many
Please,
words.
please. Thank you, Paragon. Thank y'all for having me. I understand. So, yeah, I should have given you words to say because the greatest, whatever. We didn't have to start there. So
Oh, it was too much
I should
gas.
have given you words. words. Thanks.
You gave me too much power.
I did. I did. That's on me.
Well, we are here to talk about the Chicago Sky and their tumultuous, I guess is the word that I'm looking for, season. Um, Surely a lot went on, very volatile. Um, there were, in my opinion, I guess a lot more bad than good. There was some things to look forward to, but we'll just have to see how things end up playing out. Um, I think people had unnecessarily high expectations for them, and so then the people were very surprised on how they started, and then it just kind of went downhill from there. Um, but they still have a top five pick, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll get into all of that. Um,
Cool.
so what was your opinion of the season, and what was kind of your main takeaways?
Um, it was a dynamic season. Like, there was a lot to have happened. I think that every team in every team in sports deals with injuries, health things. Um that was a team that was really hampered by a lot of health concerns at various points in the season. Um, you know, into 8 games or 8 games into it, losing, Hall of Fame level point guard and having to shuffle lineups and then Angel was missing time, Mick missed time, and then just all of this kind of, shuffling of the deck, and it never really seemed to cohere the way that I think the um those in charge, the orchestrators of the team. I don't think that it ever really cohered the way that people believed that it could, but there were flashes, there were glimpses. It didn't start great, and you can. I guess it's fair to say it kind of got a little bit worse, but there was a time toward the start where maybe the first 3 games were really bad or whatever, but games 4, 5, 6, people had to get familiar with one another. 6 new people, 6 returners, new coach, new coaches, new systems, and I think it was just unfortunate. um I think so much of it was unfortunate in a lot of ways, but I do think that another year of experience is another year of experience for all of us, and I think that there are pieces and pockets of things worth extracting and feeling good about.
I think one of my favorite positives of the season is I think towards the second half of the season, Camilla really looked like that really played some of her best ball. I know there was a very unfair critique in the beginning of the season of her not caring about basketball for Lord knows whatever reason. Every time she didn't have a game with more than like 10 points,
Child.
it was like, oh, she doesn't really care about this. I think one of the craziest tweets seen is you can tell when like somebody's just playing the sport just to uh feed their family or get money to feed
Oh
their
my
family.
god,
Like it's
people
just
do it
not
so much,
like
like,
she doesn't really love basketball. She's just playing it to put food on the table for her family back home. And it's like, whoa, y'all don't know this lady.
I
Y'all
don't
do
know
not
people.
the main thing takeaway is y'all don't know this lady.
I don't know these people.
So again, she was in the club enjoying herself, and it's like I can't hang out for a little bit just because we losing. Like I gotta be miserable because y'all miserable. That's not fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that second half of the season, I think she really played her best ball of her career, of her W career. And, I think even coming into being a rookie, she was somewhat of getting drafted, she was somewhat of a project anyway. Like
Mhm.
she was more of an upside swing than anything. And I think she's really getting into that upside ball. So that was a really exciting development for me.
No, I'm fully there with you second half of the season. Um, Shout out to Rachel Banham and some of that. One of the people who got a lot of flack for, like, I guess, underperforming, but who was also asked to do a lot of different things throughout different points of the year that were different than what, she initially thought she was going to be doing, but and actually did a lot of these things really well. Rachel had, a career year. But back to Camilla, in the second half of the season, her and Rachel got some really good synergy. Camilla has fantastic hands. She's really nimble. And she got better post positioning this season than I think she did a large chunk of last season. Last season, I think she did a disservice to herself, kind of burying herself beneath the basket a bit, and still not strong enough yet to kind of counter some of that. She had better numbers in some categories this year. Um, Offensive rebound putback, she went from synergy has her from average to very good, and she just has other stats in categories and areas and things that she didn't have last year, while still doing a good job at uh, kind of what the core of her diet is, as a player. So no, I'm super with you. I thought second half of the season, Camilla looked really really good and just felt comfortable. Just felt comfortable, confident. It was fun to see. It's exciting to watch her continue to develop.
One of my favorite things about Camilla's game is seeing the development for her as a passer. Like I felt like when she was at South Carolina, she always had some touch as a passer, and I was wanting to see her kind of expound on that. And I felt like as the season went on, you started to see how, like, where she would make quick reads, like whether they were running a high pick and roll and she's getting the ball on the short roll and she's making those extra reads, extra passes to find a shooter or a cutter. Like I felt like that was something that I wanted to see her add to
Yeah.
her game, and I felt like that was something that I saw as the season went on.
No, I think so too. Comparatively, last year, the a lot of kind of the high low things, and some of it too was Angel to Camilla, and then where you saw most of Camilla's passing chops, I think last year were Kennedy is making like a real nice cut to the basket, and the two of them had pretty good synergy too. This year, I think um, collaboratively, players and staff did a good job at um, finding ways to put both of them, Angel and Camilla, but to put them in space further away from the basket, but in where they can still be operable at. And I think Coach Marsh did a good job with Camilla specifically in kind of some of the uh, middle lane line post ups. Like they let Camilla hub some and then had some actions and some movement and some other things around her. And I think that's where you kind of really open up lanes for her to see and then be able to move the ball through. Um, and those things will just continue to get better. She gets better. She makes quicker decisions. She makes better processes, better reads, better passes. Um, But yeah, her passing is complete, like absolutely an asset.
And just to kind of to piggyback off of some numbers. So just to go through the months of her, this is through basketball reference. In May, she averaged 11, 7, and 2. So 11
Mm,
points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists. In June, she averaged 14, 7, and 2. In July, she averaged 12, 10, and 2. In August, she averaged 15, 9, and 4. And then in September, she averaged 16, 9, and 3. So
yeah,
you could the she could definitely tell she got a little more aggressive. The passing got a little better. She doubled her assists basically. Um, yeah, using I think she has always her being as tall as she is, like she sees the floor very well, and I think
yeah,
that's a really, of course, it's a value asset, but I think getting that court vision as a big is not just something you see very often. I think that is very hard to, because it's not just something you, and not to say that you can't develop it, but it is something you don't see very often being developed. It's kind of one of those things where you either got it or you don't. And I you could definitely tell she had it slightly when it came to South Carolina. It was just about being developed.
yeah,
And so yeah, seeing her go through that and also being a more aggressive scorer was really good for her because I mean she played some, although the some of the losses were not that good. But
yeah.
even in the last stretch of the season, she had to play Vegas twice, the Liberty, the Fever, Seattle, Phoenix, the A.
That
Like
last chunk of games was some absolute
September was the
malarkey.
Liberty, the Aces back to back, Indiana, and Connecticut. Like those are all. Connecticut was not a good team, quote unquote, on paper,
Yeah,
I guess, but they had a good run to end the
yeah.
season, and they
They were
still got the
doing
dub
good
in there.
things at that time.
And then from the middle of August to the end, she had to play the Valkyrie, Seattle, the Liberty, Connecticut, the Aces, Phoenix, and Seattle. Like and she still did her big one. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Camilla had 53 assists her first year in the W last year. This past season she had 98 assists. And like everything when like listing out the chronology kind of her improvement over the season, it's some points better here, some rebounds better here, a couple assists better here, you know. And yeah, it was just a really good, it was, I don't know if I would say it was a really good anything for the kind of just the season as a whole, but I think she should absolutely feel good about where she ended up, and kind of forecasting, um, where she could be next season.
so as far as some of the other players like Ariel Atkins, Michaela Onwere, Maddie Westbeld. I know you slightly mentioned Rachel Banham. Like, what were some of course, like, and this is me purposely not talking about Angel, but
Mhm.
what were some of your favorite moments or plays from them?
Um, oh, so Ariel and Rachel, again, Rachel had a career year. Where is her window? Rachel had greater numbers in some categories than she had. Rachel had numbers off the bounce, like numbers in isolation, driving numbers in categories and stats that she had this year that she definitely didn't have last year, and not sure had before. Synergy actually, and the sky shot chart on Synergy is not very pretty. However, a couple of the areas in which they are a fairly good team. One is off dribble pull ups, and the other is hook shots, and a lot of that is E Will, and she's someone else who I think deserves a good amount of praise actually for her play this season. Um, yeah, Ariel off the bounce. Uh, an assertive Ariel changed the feel of some things as she got more comfortable within the offense. Again, Rachel had to do a lot of things. Rachel made a lot of really, really tough, well placed, like really well executed passes off the bounce out of pick and roll to Camilla in traffic, having to go from like one passing window, oh no, there's a defender there, shifting my vision and finding the second one. Rachel did a lot of really, really dynamic things for them. I'm a huge Mick uh Homer. Like, I think that there's so much still in Michaela. I was watching some stuff a minute ago. Um Michaela got a lot of things. Synergy has Michaela at very good in post up position, very good as a pick and roll handler, and very good as a pick and roll finisher. I think there is such versatility in Michaela, that uh she just got to keep like chipping at some things. I hope she stays here. I hope that wherever she goes though, that like they continue to like chisel away at that. I think she can be a really, really formidable like three small four, um and as she continues to develop. Who else? Ariel had good things. Rachel, Ewell, like I said, Camilla. um I think the rookies came into a tough spot. Maddie got her feet wet. You started to see her get some comfort and maybe figure out where she can get her spots in the offense. Uh, Haley had it rough. Undersized, thrown into some fires. No one expected them to be without Courtney. She was going to have an in the ear on court mentor and all of this other stuff. So, um, again, it was rough, but I do think that there were flashes personnel wise.
And then of course, oh, Jermaine, you better say something.
No, go ahead.
Uh,
Please. Oh, you don't want to
and,
talk to me? That's nuts.
and of course, the biggest personnel of all, um, Angel.
Mm.
She st still killed rebounding.
Mm.
She was an all-star this year. She
Yep.
had a slow start where people were kind of questioning whether she was being figured out. I think there was a moment during the season or a moment kind of like towards the middle of the season, a little after All-Star, where she really like played some of her best ball as well. And then the injuries and whatnot sidelined her, and the half game suspension, and just multiple things happened.
Yep.
Um, so where do you see the future of this relationship, and what would be your preference?
Um, I think that I think the f- I think the future of the relationship is whatever those involved kind of want it to be. Um, I believe that she wants to be here. She is an incredible asset. She still has a lot of areas in which she can, will, should get better in. It just I don't know. I genuinely am unsure of my feelings about it. About all of that. I I would prefer that she's here. I don't think I like, again, she's still so raw. Like, there's still so much there to be tapped into if she wants to, and if she wants to in like good and sustainable and efficient and effective ways. I think that she has some biomechanical things that she should clean up wherever she's able to. I know she had the leg injury, but I think areas where she can improve the way that she kind of just moves and holds and comports her body, she'll see even more growth than she'd seen. Like she still struggled finishing this season, but her numbers improved. A lot of that again is a different style of play. There was such a cloud, there was such congestion beneath the basket for her first year, and um, I played with some stuff, and some stuff worked, some stuff didn't, and some stuff worked this season, some stuff didn't. But you referenced the kind of post All Star, again after Sloot went down, and it's so funny, like for all of the discussion, I guess, around Sloot's presence and its benefit or not, or who it hurt and who it didn't, you know, each month has a different number of games, but statistically, the month of May was the Sky's highest scoring month, and it was their winningest month. Again, it was only 6 games, but it correlates with Courtney's availability, like May 17th through June 7th. And so once you get out of that, and then you're figuring out how else you can play make, how else can I get shot creation, how else can I get, how else can I make some space to get some stuff happening while keeping my two best, my most impactful, biggest, whatever people on the floor. And credit to Coach Marsh, credit to the staff, and credit to her, and embracing going back to a style of play that she's comfortable with. As the four, is it important, in my opinion, that she continue to develop and get comfortable beneath the basket? Absolutely. But some of the things that she does have, they went to this year. You look at kind of some of what she was doing isolation wise last season. She doesn't, like, Synergy doesn't have enough reps to kind of compute the numbers for that. This year in isolation, Synergy has her very good, and some other stuff. And so, I there's so much there, and I think she'll continue to grow as a person, as a leader, as a teammate, as a player. And I hope the relationship, like, I don't think that there's anything that honest, open, genuine conversation can't fix, time can't fix. And if it's reparable, I hope that they do. I don't know that it's damaged particularly. I don't know, it's precarious. Um, I hope she's here. I want her to be here. Uh, I don't know. It was, yeah.
Very. I feel like when we talked about this on the pod, like after one of our listeners asked us about genuine trade destinations, so we kind of had a conversation about
Mhm.
what we thought of the situation. And I think, to me, I feel like I've always said, and I'm still of the opinion, that Chicago is the perfect place for Angel to grow and develop. And I think
Yes.
one of the things that people keep missing whenever I see people talking about her and talking about her projection in the league, people often look at the Asia, the Stewies, and
Peace.
these
See,
top players in the league that have played with other top players. And one of the things that I think people miss are that oftentimes these are their peers, right? Like Asia, Jackie, Kelsey, they're peers. Like they
yeah,
legitimately grew up together, right? Like they're now superstars, but when they were rookies, they had to work through these phases. And I
yeah,
think um having somebody next to you that can also be an elite player in this league is really important. And I think it's having Camilla there is like a perfect thing, right? Like, and I think the same thing for Caitlin and Aaliyah. I think the same thing for eventually Jordan Horston, Dominique Malonga, and their little
yeah,
trio over there, Rakia and Cam. Like, you
yeah.
have to have
You
a
need a buddy.
yeah, like you do. You need to have a partner. You need to
Yeah,
have somebody who can figure that out with you. Because the other thing that we always talk about is roster turnover is not good. Like
No.
you do not want that to be high. You want to have a through line of certain players. And like, yeah, you want to have your buddy and that too, and your core is your core, but like having other players around that also is beneficial to you. It's
Yeah.
beneficial to you to keep the same 4, 5, 6 players every year. Um and having your starters be the same thing. And I feel like um to Angel and Camilla's situation in Chicago, like to me they started where they were supposed to, right? And if we're saying
Okay.
we're going to continue to build, like maybe Ariel Atkins isn't here in 5 years, but to have her for at least the next three, I think makes a difference, right?
Yeah.
Having Michaela on your way for the next 3 years. Again, maybe she's not there when y'all are
Right.
championship contenders, but having her there, having being able to continue to build chemistry with the players that you currently have makes a difference. And I think it's hard for them to now do that, right? Because this is now the second year where we have had allegations of, and this year even worse than the year previously, because previously it was just allegations. Now, like everybody in your business, you know what I'm saying? The whole world now knows like
Yes.
how you feel about your teammates and how um you we all know that it's not cute in there. Like the girls are not having fun in there. And to your point, I do think that sometimes you do just need to have like a come to Jesus, let's talk about it. And if different people were involved, I might agree that that could happen. But I feel like I'm now at the point where that's just like it's not gonna work that way. And again, for me, it's disheartening because I think like it very well could have. Like I was a very firm believer in skyscrapers like day one,
Yeah.
right? Like it's fun. I love the double big. Like I think the girls could work.
Yes.
It's just now we're at a position where it's like it's probably really it's not best for everyone involved to disperse, but it's best for
Yeah.
everyone involved from a just emotional standpoint. Because the other
Yeah.
thing we talk about all year is that vibes do matter, right? And if
Yes.
you like the bitch standing next to me, I fear we're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
And talking about that could work, but if I feel like the lady next to me thinks she bigger than me, then she better than me, and I can't tell
Yeah.
her nothing, then
Yes.
I don't really want to stand next to you.
Yeah.
And it kind of bothers me too. I don't want us to like rehash the whole beef thing or whatever, but I often think about the whole like people are often comparing Angel to Asia, and they're always like when the article came out about Chelsea Gray saying that Asia had to be like, girl, don't ever let me have more assists than you.
What's
Um,
going on here?
yeah, like, and people being like, well, Angel said the same thing, and it's like that's her friend. You know what I mean? Like there's a way you can say things to your friends that you
Yeah.
cannot say
Yeah.
to other people. And the other part of that is like I think the biggest thing for Angel to me is that I feel like she doesn't really respect the people around her. And that's very evident, right? Because if if I gotta even in my very 9 to 5 corporate job, there are
Yeah.
coworkers that I do not like. But do you think I'm going to go and badmouth them to the regional director? I will not be doing that. You know,
Correct.
because even if
Correct.
I got beef with that lady, I'm gonna leave it where it's at. And
Yeah.
if I'm saying we all got to work together to do said tasks, I'm gonna try my best to do that. Now, maybe I tell my manager, hey, like never put me on a team with her again. You
Yeah.
know, down the line after we're done, but I'm not gonna just come out and be like, this is the worst shit I ever done in the middle of the like that's
Yeah.
crazy. Like, why would she ever want to work with me again?
Yeah.
So I think um
Yes.
I think there's a thing about respect that has to that I feel like Angel needs to find. Um, Especially because she always talks about having like wanting to play with players who are great players.
Yes.
Um, and
Who good players, not good, great.
like she always talks about that, and I think with all the great players, like, yeah, maybe they know that, maybe Asia Wilson knows that she's the best player in the world in her heart. Like maybe she knows it in her mind. Maybe she wakes up and she tells herself she the baddest bitch in the room. But she would never, you would never catch her,
Yeah.
walking next to Jackie and being like, she's not really like that girl. Like, I know I'm better than her. I know I'm getting the ball
Yeah.
at the end. Like, you would never see her treating anybody like that. And the
Yeah.
same thing is for DT and Stewie. And you can literally go down the line. It's really not too many people that you're gonna find be like, yeah, I know I'm better than my teammates. And I hope they know that too. Like you're never gonna see that. It,
Yeah.
and so yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
know. So I think to that point, it feels like Chicago's gonna have to inevitably start over again. Um, which, you know what, it like might be for the best, because the other part of that is, I think when you have a coach, when you draft players and then you hire a coach,
Yep.
you're already, and you're changing in GM. Like when things change in that way, you're already kind of behind because the coach doesn't have what they would have wanted, right? Like now we've seen all year, I think that Tyler Marsh can absolutely make it work. And he's made it work. And we've seen Chicago do some fun stuff. They beat New York. They also beat Minnesota. Like, we've seen them have like these huge wins. And so I'm for sure 100% that he is capable of doing so. But I think like there's a different level of buy-in when you
Yeah.
can say, okay, well, this coach drafted me, right? Like Tyler Marsh called me and said, "Hey, I want you to be on our team. We're gonna draft you. I want you to do these things. We'll do like." I think that makes a difference, and so it feels bittersweet, but I think ultimately it'll work itself out. I don't honestly know if it'll happen next season, if she'll actually be traded. Um, I don't know if that, because
Yeah.
we've also been talking about like what does a trade package even look like? Like what teams um are even kind of looking, especially since like the expansion drafts and then like two new teams, and just we
Yeah.
might not have a league. So it's just a lot happening in this. It's a lot happening in this next season. But I don't know. I think it might be beneficial to Chicago to just start over and try again. But yeah.
No, so much of what you just said are like my real feelings. And I think it is tough. And you're right. Like, for as competitive as these girls, these women are, like once this shit is done, even like once the game, like not even once the season is done, once the games are done, like they intermingle, they talk, they communicate, they this, they that, in the third, right? And I think it's a tough place to put yourself in as a second year, third year, um, when so many of the people affected by your feelings are people who then also though have 7-year, 8-year, 10-year, 12-year, 14-year relationships with other women. You have to have teammates. You need to be able to fill out a roster. Vibes matter. Being able to feel confident and secure in the people next to you matter from the top down. It can't just be um, you know, organizations have to be able to hold accountable and approach 1 through 12 differently so that it's receptive, but with the same level of accountability for their piece of the whole. And it may be that you're right, and that it might be quote unquote best at this point to kind of just rip the band-aid off, figure this, like which direction we want to go with it, and kind of go with it. I know for a fact that Coach Marsh wouldn't have taken the job if he didn't believe in who the two main pillars of the franchise were supposed to be, RB, hopefully remain to be. Um, he, yeah, wouldn't have taken the job if he didn't see potential in both of them, didn't see how he could make it work. Um, and again, I don't even know that it has to be this whole, it doesn't have to be too tough of a make it work type of thing. Like it can actually work with some more ease and fluidity, but it's going to require the both of them to improve their games in really, really key areas so that it works and that it makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's such a, it's such a spot for them to be in. And then it don't help that it's already Chicago, and ooh girl, word on the street is y'all don't know what the y'all got going on over there, what you're doing, picks this, pick that. You've lost every piece of talent in the league that you had at one point. And to your point, yeah, like some continuity is important. Like for, you know, people wanting Tyler's head on the stick. So you want Angel and Camilla to be on their third coach in 3 years? Like I don't think functionally you don't want that. So yeah, they've got to organizationally, uh, I agree. I think get to a place where they feel cool in a core, and I do agree that a core um can't or shouldn't kind of just be two people. I think you need your two, and then you need like two, three around who like training wheels. Like you said, maybe you're not here 6, 7 years where we're putting it up, but like those first 3 years, you helped me be a better pro. You helped me handle my professional responsibilities better. And I'm a big girl now. I don't need training wheels. Thanks. But I'm not a big girl yet. And I do still need like real and actual support in actual ways.
I think about with like the Aces specifically, how
Oh,
they
that was my
had
other.
like Angel McCoughtry and Caleb McBride, and even though they didn't win a championship with them, they were good, really good. And not that they couldn't have won with them, but they were really good transitional pieces into the journey
Yep,
they had.
yep.
Uh, I know people bring up like the Angel and Asia thing, but like Asia's teams in the beginning were not that good.
No.
They struggled her first year. She got extremely good. I mean, she was extremely good from jump, but still, she got even better the next year, and so on and so
Mm-hmm.
forth. But it wasn't a rush to
Yep.
throw everything away because this isn't working for her.
Yeah.
It was still like okay, we're gonna make the like some of these people are gonna work with you for the future at some of them, and there was a core that you could tell it was the core. Um, I think most organizations probably would have thrown Jackie to the wayside at a certain point because she was drafted with a very high pick and did not turn out in the way that they wanted, at least not fast enough
Off,
for
right,
most people.
right. Yeah.
But them sticking with her through the tough times allowed her to be the player that she is now. She ended up going from um, feeling like a project, and then they play in the finals, they lose. You could kind of barely tell she was on the court at certain moments, like 2021, and then
Yeah.
they win the finals, and she's like a really important piece for that. 2023, she is like a mainstay. Like it's like like the Seattle series with one of them game winners. And then from beyond that, it's like, oh, like you're the second best player on this team.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if your teammate was not the greatest player ever, you
You the best bitch. You the best. Yeah.
you could go to a lot of teams and be the best player on the team.
Yeah.
So, um, yeah, Chicago's in a very very tough spot because, like I said, I this is the place where I think it would be the most okay for Angel to make mistakes because I think that's what you want from her is you want her to make mistakes. Like you want her to turn the ball over and shoot threes and miss threes or whatever. Because it's like that you're trying to be
Want some mistakes,
yes, excuse me, some. But yeah,
personally.
you want to see the development, and there's no development without failure.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's a rush to make sure there is no failure, and failure is just inevitable. Only
To,
one team. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna
I'm
say
right
only
there with you.
only one team wins a championship every year.
Yep.
Only 8 teams make the playoffs as of right now. And with these, I mentioned this on one of the other episodes before, but I think we're kind of used to seeing most of the legends win at some point. And I think with these, the more rosters I mean, more teams we get, I think we're just gonna see that a lot less and less.
I
Like,
think it to your points about like not rushing things, and so like the Vegas example, you said it wasn't a rush to get rid of what wasn't working for her, and it also wasn't a rush. Let's say for Jackie, it wasn't a rush to to give up on her development, but it also wasn't like I kind of just want to say like a rushed coronation in a sense. I think that as fans and as consumers, um uh unfortunately in some sense too, they kind of set the pace for, or it feels sometimes maybe, and I don't even want to say that, maybe it's just in this case, I don't know, it's just felt like there there has been so much external noise that hasn't been an honest appraisal of what is actually happening on the floor, where flaws are, where holes still are, where there are glaring areas for the development. And Angel, Camilla, high draft picks, you drafted high, probably not in the bestesses of situation. Um, Indiana had high draft picks for 37 years and are now like really putting it together or whatever. Um, and so yeah, so I don't know why coming into it, it's, oh, she's not good enough to be playing with her. She not this, she's not that. We need to this, and this. And some of that organizationally has been their fault. I think Chicago as an organization needs to do a far better job communicatively and like what they want, don't want, believe in, da da da. I think I don't know. I just think that there should have just been a built-in layer of this issue is going to take some time. And so like let's give it the honest amount of time. You talk about Jackie's development. Tyler Marsh, one of the main efforts directly behind that. We do the Asia comparison. I know the Candace situation or relationship is rocky or whatever, but when you look at like archetypes and styles of play, right? You're talking Angel, it's Angel, Candace, Asia. The parallels are there, and Angel is one to potentially walk in the steps of these two women. And so you have a guy who has coached the both of those two up close and who knows how, when given space and when given time, to pull more out of an athlete than kind of maybe where he found them. And so yeah, I don't know. All of that to say, it is it's a precarious thing. I don't know that it's irreparable though, but we'll see.
I think to your point, I think the really important part is it feels like specifically in the WNBA that the word like rebuild is like a very icky word.
Girl, taboo, just don't say it.
And
Ugh.
I don't get it because you are. And it's okay.
And it's
Like
okay. You should be
you
embracing
should
it.
in fact be in a rebuild. You should be in a rebuild. Like
Shit.
like to your point, the Indiana rebuild has been a long time coming, girl. You know what I'm saying? Kelsey Mitchell, she held us down. Melissa Smith, she got us through some things. We're
Yeah.
here now, but it
Mhm.
is a rebuild. Like now, you're getting to a point where you can say, okay, we can really look and see what contention might look like. We can feel like where our steps are supposed to go, and I
Yep.
think Chicago absolutely just needs to say we are in a rebuild. And it is I do blame the front office a lot for that because
Yeah.
the year they drafted Camilla and Angel, like they're like, yeah, like we're always competing for a championship.
Why? We
Yes.
not.
To be fair to you, everybody's competing for a championship, but
Yeah.
everybody in this bitch not gonna win. Matter of fact, most of y'all not gonna win. Most
Yeah.
of y'all not even gonna be thinking about this in September. Like
Yeah.
most of y'all will have y'all vacation plans ready by August 31st. So it's really like I get you trying not to like bring down morale, but girl, let's all be serious
Just
about
be
what's
for
actually
real. Just
happening.
be honest, bro. Like, just, and so you can control so much. They could have gotten ahead and like stopped so many from this, from some other stuff. Like, just be honest about where it is.
And I do think that makes a difference. Now the Caitlins, the Angels, the Pages, the Standum, I think was always going to create this excessive outside noise. And I don't know if that's anything that Chicago could have ever controlled, even if they were saying that we are in a rebuild. But I think your core fans can at least be, you're like, okay, I know where we are, I know where we're going, I know what the vision looks like, and I need these two things to match up, right?
Yeah.
Because you can't say we're gonna compete for a championship and then win 10 games. Like that's just
Right.
it does put your fans in a like, okay, fire everybody because clearly like there was a
Right.
plan that nobody followed. And it's like, well, no, he lied and
He he went off script.
he
That
did
man went
lie.
off. Oh my gosh.
And that's okay. But like we will accept his. He do need to apologize, low key. Because he shouldn't have stirred us off that way. But it's okay. Like you should be in a rebuild. You should be starting over. You should be like trying to figure out what this looks like. Especially if you're saying, I want these year 2, year 3, year 4 players to be my stars. Like
Yes.
in no world is really those people in those age groups really winning. There's just it's
Yeah.
just really not
Outright. Yeah. Just off rip.
it's not happening like that. Because again, basketball is a team sport. Let's all remember that too. Like
It's important.
you know, you can have your accolades, you can do what you want to do, and you can have the numbers, but like everybody needs to contribute.
Yeah.
And you have and again, consistency in roster and coaching staff and all of those
Yeah.
things like
Continuity.
will feed into that. So yeah, well, hopefully we'll figure this out, and hopefully, I think the thing that Chicago really has to do is transparency. And transparency in a way, I actually do need him to open the Jonathan Cole book School of Thought because the world loves him, and I get it because the way he talks, the things that he says, sometimes to me, he's not really saying much of anything,
We
but it sounds great. And
screaming.
you can kind of be like, oh yeah, I feel good now that he said this thing. And so I do need him to take a page out of that book and, you know, use a lot of sustainability, a lot of building, a lot. We got to pull out that dictionary
Hey, that
and
man, they said, what happened with Sandy? That man said, look, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I was thinking about getting rid of her last year, but continuity sake, we tried it, it didn't work. And so we went somewhere else. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
And then they asked him, did he have a plan? And he said, yeah, I can't tell you, but I have one.
Yeah, right.
Nigga ain't
Fine
had no
by
plan. He
me.
ain't had no plan, but that's okay. Everybody
That's
believed that he did. So it worked out for them.
Concepts of a plan.
concept. Yeah.
He had a
Yeah.
concept. I mean, and it's That's fine. But again, I think him even leading with the like, I'm having this press conference because I know y'all have questions about Sandy
Yes,
Mondello. Let's
yes,
talk about it. I think that
yes.
makes a huge difference in how people, the benefit of the doubt that people give you.
That it's like Chicago won't say things, or like, if okay, if we just don't talk about it, don't mention it. They want like, don't, it'll go away. It's not going away, my God. Like it keeps getting worse because no one has any like, I don't know, I guess like baseline or frame of reference for why something was done. So then to base their feelings off why something was or was not done subsequently. So I don't know.
It seems like
It,
teams get scared of bad PR and they end up creating bad PR
They
because
don't
they
have a
don't. There's
PR
no answer.
person.
There's no answers.
They have
It's
not had
like
a PR person like most of the season.
if we tell
it
them
feels
if we.
like
Oh, go ahead, Jay. My bad.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say it feels like they were afraid to tell people that we kind of need to slow play this a little bit because you look and you say, okay, Camilla was the number 3 pick. Um, Angel was the 7th pick, and in terms of what you usually get from a 7th pick, you struck gold there. You did. You're adding another top 5 pick to this. You are slow playing this thing. Like this is not a okay, we're going to put our all into making sure that this roster is able to compete every night. It is you have to be honest about what your aspirations are.
Right.
And that's what it feels like there was not enough transparency there. And that leads to expectations being higher than they should, which leads to more disappointment when those expectations are not met.
Just confusion. No, you're right.
Well, would you like to be transparent with the class and tell us what 6 are you keeping in the expansion draft?
Oh, you know, this is something I've thought about a lot. um, so, but I also see, I forget some of the, so like, I forget some of the rules behind them. So without the rules of like, you can or can't course, the names of the 6, I guess, would be um Ariel. I'm keeping Ariel, Camilla, Angel. Nope, she wants to be kept. We want to keep her, all of that stuff. Ariel, Camilla, Angel, Siobhan, me personally. Um, Asia Sivka, because you got to keep that. You got to get something out of that. You've had all of this other like draft stuff either go or not go well. I don't know. I just think you can't punt on that without having seen some of it. And then Ariel, Angel, Camilla, Asia Sivka, and Siobhan is going to keep Michaela, and Siobhan probably keeps. It would be between Rachel and Ewell, and it would probably be Rachel because I'm a little congested at the forward. If the other 5 are all intact too. So yeah, Ariel, Angel, Camilla, Rachel, Asia, Michaela. Thoughts?
Mm.
Disagree? What's happening?
This to me, that sounds really good. Um, I'm trying honestly, I'm thinking more if there is any changes I would make. And
I've sat with this a lot.
I
I'm
can I could I when I seen that pencil in your hand, I said, "Oh, see,
I got a
we be
different
shooting
variations.
we be shooting from the hip." And I was like, "Nah, this is you did your big one."
I think I'm taking E Will over Rachel.
I want to because I have other feelings about stuff, but yeah, I'm with
I
you.
think I'm taking E Will over Rachel because the fun thought experiment that we've also been doing is like who's the most likely to be drafted from the people we don't select. And I think if you don't save E Will, she is E
She's out
Will,
of there.
Rebecca Allen, and E Will and Rebecca Allen, I feel like are maybe the top two. I do think Maddie Westbeld, somebody would be willing
Yeah,
to swing on her.
100%.
Um, but I think those are probably the top three players that I'm like, yeah, if you set her free, she might not come back. And I do,
Trust me.
I personally think that I like E Will with that group.
Yeah,
Especially to like knowing her relationship with Camilla. I
yeah,
think you keep her and you know, say leave Rachel alone. She's not gonna carry your team. So like leave my sister and hope for the best.
yeah. Like I said, I got a bunch of different variations. I don't know if Five walked in that hole and demanded to be out and she was gone, it's definitely easier for me to keep E Will. But I don't have no qualms with that. And E Will, that's
I
my
got
girl. Shout out.
I gotta tell Five, we gotta get something for you.
Yeah,
Like
for
if
sure.
you want out,
For
if
sure.
you want out, that's fine. I need a draft pick or something. Like
I
I
need
can't
two.
just
I need two and I need one in a player at least. Yeah. Man, that's
yeah,
so
I think I agree. I think I would go Ariel, Michaela, Angel, Camilla, Sivka, and E Will. I think that's my six.
yeah. Right, man, I I want to work with Michaela. I just
Uh, it's
she
like every time I watch her, I'm like, I am so high on her. Like there's so much that she can do.
it's
I
so much that she can do, and then she's so like fake ditzy sometimes. Like, why would you go the other? Slow down, relax, back up, get on balance,
I'm
slow
a
down again.
I'm gonna go against the grain, and I'm gonna pick Ariel, Michaela, Camilla Angel, Shivka, and Maddie.
I like it.
Okay.
Not mad.
I'm gonna hope what they do
I like that.
is they do what they did to Seattle and be like, actually, I don't want none of y'all.
I don't think you can count on that.
Right,
I
because
don't.
Rebecca Allen is out of there. She's gone.
I,
Oh
I'm
yeah,
I'm I'm willing to part.
Haley Van Lith might actually be gone too, like low key. Like
I'm
low
I
willing to
key
think
Haley
I'm
Van Lith.
willing to
willing
part.
willing to part. Kia Stokes, go ahead and start Toronto tempo. Go home.
She a nurse.
Kia Nurse, sorry, my bad. Yeah.
Kia, poor Kia
Kia
girl.
Stokes was probably gonna be there too. So don't even you were right on accident.
On accident. What
Please,
else, man?
please.
They gotta be better screeners. I just want to throw that out there. We were such a poor screening team this season, and it really, really bothers me. Bigs don't
Damn.
screen well. The
You
guards
you you
kind of
must not be a
screen.
fan of Lauren Betts.
Don't start this discourse. Not right now. I'm not in the mood. I'm not in the mood.
Ooh-wee.
we finna get to the draft anyway.
Yeah,
So
you gonna have to be in the
They're
mood.
not getting the number one pick anyway, so it don't matter.
Who?
No, we're not worried about it.
They
Who?
got a
Chicago.
5% chance.
Who?
this
Lauren
guy.
Betts. This cat
Oh,
named Lauren Betts.
they gonna have to give the shit to Minnesota.
No,
We owe Minnesota.
y'all gotta. So the one
They
We
got
y'all
Connecticut pick.
the one
yeah,
y'all giving to
this guy has
Minnesota
the son
is
pick,
a
yeah.
26% chance. The one y'all got from Connecticut is a 5% chance.
Wait,
Man.
what? But in one of the simulations we did the other day, didn't they get a top three pick?
Yeah, they got up to three, I think.
I
Yeah.
I
So
just
like you got
I just did one where they got the two, so I don't know.
Okay, so who are there any players in the draft that you would want and or you're willing to trade to get someone else around the league?
Oh, 100%. And I'm actually really interested in what people do with Well, no, because if she goes to Dallas, I guess Dallas could use her, but are they putting AZ there? I don't know. Um, I want Chicago needs a guard. Chicago needs a good guard. Um, I would be fine with any of who I think the top 3-ish guards look like. Um, I did some stuff for the committee last week. Shout out to them. And watched a bunch of Raven, AZ, Lauren, and Rory stuff. And Olivia was at a bunch of Sky games. Olivia be around. I really really like Olivia's game. So I don't know. AZ, Olivia, um I'd have to look at the rest of the board. I'm not really sure what that looks like. Who I would certainly um if my roster, if my skyscrapers stay intact, I would entertain the thought of like drafting Lauren just to move her to someone who would give me, sweet things for her. Um, I feel that way about mostly anybody. But I was thinking about Lauren the other day and like where she goes, who is I wonder if she tests people's desire to really do some willing and dealing. Um, but that's kind of another tangential conversation for another day. I hope I
So
answered the question.
guards in this draft class: Olivia Miles, AZ, Flau'jae, Tanaya Latson, Gianna
That's
Neefkins, Yarden Garzone, Ashlyn Jackson,
I like Yarden.
Cara Dunn, Gabrielle Hawkins. Gabrielle is graduating? That seemed fake. Peyton Verhulst and Layla Filia. I too like Yarden, but she has not been playing well to start the
Yeah.
season. That doesn't, mean a lot, but that lady probably should have stayed where she was at. I don't know, Brenda. I believe in you, but I don't know. It's not looking cute right now.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, Chief. I have not watched enough college up till now to have fully formed, comfortable Siobhan opinions.
She's very. I mean, she's a shooter.
Yeah, and that I know. That
Uh,
thing, let it fly.
that's what I'm saying though. She ain't. It ain't been there. Some been going on. I don't know. It's I don't know.
No, I need an
Um,
overall guard. I need shot creation, I need playmaking, I need point of attack defense, I need some intelligence. I need
yeah,
somebody that handles
you're
and
kind of
moves well.
acting for like Charlize Ledger
Oh,
Walker. She
okay.
could be a good pick for like all around vibe. Um, she's a little bit older. She can create her own shot. She's a pretty good playmaker. Um, at least minimum 2 level scorer. She's a
Come
little bit
on, man.
older, so she's kind of to me probably the like maybe
Safe
not the
pick.
most talented, but best like
Mm.
overall in each
I
category.
need I need almost like immediate impact with still like definite upside.
Do
You
you
Um,
gotta
think
be ready
so?
to
Do
contribute.
you feel like Olivia Miles would be the pick then if she's there?
Um, I can say with almost certainty, I feel like if Olivia is there, she is the pick.
okay,
That lady be
so
around.
let's do scenario of let's say there's really nobody in. Let's say you get the third pick.
Hold on, let me share my screen so we
All right,
we can
where's
play
the
the lottery.
Tankathon? Let me see.
This one, you got the second. Seattle would be. I feel like this is like Seattle's worst case scenario.
Yes, Flau'jae is not a good pick for them. She's more
Mhm.
of the
Really?
same.
I will fall in the five.
I mean,
I think I will
to their
fall in the five
wingman.
is
I just think Dallas just takes Iowa at one. if that's how it shakes out. What
So then it'll be Dallas at 1. Chicago still gets
Chicago
Olivia
would take
Miles.
Olivia, yeah.
You know what's so irritating?
Minnesota
I
gets
like
Lauren
our
Betts, and then
spot.
Seattle gets AZ. Or yeah, Seattle gets AZ.
Yeah, I can see
What?
that.
I don't hate Flau'jae in Seattle, to be clear. I just think
I feel like
she's
Flau'jae
not
and
gonna play.
like just
I feel
just
like
let her go out there and fly around, her and Jordan.
I need some.
Seattle not getting Olivia Miles or Seattle being a top pick in the draft and not walking away with Olivia or AZ seems really like bad for them.
See, I don't. I think.
Tanaya.
Hmm. Hmm.
I do like the Tanaya in Chicago because she's the scorer that she gives you the scoring. She
Yeah,
can give you the
I
playmaking.
need one where y'all win. Oh,
I
there
need
was a
a.
2 when y'all got AZ.
I need a little bit bigger, like feeling frame. She can put on weight though. I want Olive, but
Hey,
Boom Cat.
It's so funny that they switched it to Olivia Miles. They really just got Lauren Betts going to Dallas. Like they ain't switching that.
They're just gonna be like whoever the top center on the board is going to Dallas.
I
Kiki Rice
suppose.
Cody. Mm.
Olivia
Sarah
Miles, number
Williams.
1 overall pick.
Beesh.
That sound fake actually.
It,
So
it
that
really
won't be
does.
happening.
Like I just
She missed
But
her
if
2025 window or 20 whatever year she was supposed to come out.
yeah, she would have been what she probably would have gone what 3 last year, 4, 3 probably.
man, I've wanted Chicago to do different things each of these last two drafts. So I just
So what's your scenario? What do you want Chicago to do this draft?
I
If
want
if you can't get like if there is no guard on the board that can provide you what what you're looking for, what do you think the move is? Do you have somebody in mind that you're like, let's trade this pick for, or what's your thoughts there?
uh you know, I have now I'm a member of team Don't Break Up Asia and Jackie. So I guess I don't want him to try for Jackie, but like I still want them to try for Jackie. um I genuinely don't I shot creation.
Oh, this is great.
I what
This
are we
has the the Lynx taking Olivia Miles.
I need you to
uh,
focus.
I'm so
um
sorry.
you're fine. I want shot creation, I want ball handling, I want playmaking. And I think they need some dynamicism in the wing. They need some athleticism. I think they didn't perform as well as they could have defensively, also largely because they were like fairly unathletic in real kind of key areas. I think if they get more athleticism, just kind of some more raw natural material with which they can kind of mold. I think they're in good shapes. Um yeah. I think it really just depends. Like I'll know more what I want for them when I feel like they are clearer in where they are at and want to go or be.
No, we're not. I'm not asking you what you think I'm saying, what are you, Siobhan? If you are the GM tomorrow, they say,
Oh,
hey, what are you going to how would you approach
I'm making I don't know,
the
maybe
draft off season the whole
they're
time?
um I'm kicking the door on maybe like an area for Arike, or I'm checking around and like I know my front court is my front court, but I really need some stretchability in my front court. And like Azare, you want to come back? Or um yeah, I don't know. I think I'm really it's a lead guard and some stretchability somewhere around the 3-4.
Okay, but who do you want? I
I
know
just,
you have a name in your mind.
I just said Azare.
Oh, well, you said Azare and Jackie. That's it? Just
No,
them
I
two?
said, well, Azare, Jackie, Enrique. Um,
But see, those feels like, except Azare, the other two feel like big swings. So if you have to marginally get better, like
I think
who do you eye?
I don't do well with things like this. Um, and I know that they are big swings, but like, um, I look at like what's New York's plan, and I know that you probably don't get enough shot creation, or you don't have enough shooting, maybe, but I am someone who is a fan of Cloud's game, and I think they're depending on who is kept, who's not kept. Um, someone like her intrigues me. Oh, yeah,
What
man.
name did you just say?
Cloud.
Natasha Cloud.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a cloud.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I would really like Azure though, but a guard also. I didn't do well with that segment. Sorry.
You did perfectly fine.
Hmm. Yeah, it's too much to think about.
You gave us names. That's all that matters.
Man,
You did better than you thought.
it's tough. It's just so much. Who's gonna be here? Makes such the difference.
The aerial for Enrique, I like the idea of that
Do we?
because I
Isn't Ariel from Texas? Isn't Ariel
Yes.
like that? Just make that up,
think
right?
so. Yeah.
Well, she went to Texas.
We went to Texas, yeah. What do you mean, do we? I hear you. Go ahead.
I'm just in pondering, like, what's your vision there?
Ariel or not Ariel? Enrique is a something that I call like an off the top threat, meaning she is a threat at the top of the key, and I think she bends defenses and can help create offense in a way just by her own kind of offensive capabilities. I think if she wants to, I've been team let Enrique stay in Dallas. For if Enrique like wants to be in Dallas and y'all can make it work, then let her stay. If she like wants some change of scenery, um, her assist numbers recently, or I think like a couple years ago.
The last couple years they've been going up. We've noted that on the
Yep,
pod as well.
yep,
But
yep, yep, yep. There's a defensive effort. There is I don't know. I like Enrique, and I think there is a combustibility that I think Chicago could use. And again, as a pick and roll partner, as a pick and roll handler, I think once our bigs set better screens, I think there is a lot of utility there.
I'm seeing your vision. I think um Big T and Enrique kind of had a little cute little pick and roll game going, and I can
Mhm.
very easily see it being replicated with Camilla specifically, um, because Camilla will like roll and look to score um, around the rim because that's where she wants to be anyway. So I see the vision. I'm walking with you. I'm walking with you.
Slow walk. We can take our time,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's tough. I feel like it's easier for me. I can be given names and make I feel like it worked rather than easier than it is for me to come up with the specific name of what it is that I think exactly is that should work. If that makes sense. That's how you can
No,
make anything work.
that's fair.
I also, again though, I'm on the margins. Okay, so like on the margins, especially if they kept the six that I name, I think on the margins they get better with more Michaela work. I think they get better when the individuals get better. I think E Will left some stuff on the table. Like I said, Mick left some stuff on the table. Ariel, it took her a bit to kind of like put a foot on the gas a little bit. So in the margins, I think that there is space just within the roster for, I think, significant improvement. Like all of them can be better catch and shoot shooters. Um, so all of that stuff.
I know you mentioned Natasha Cloud, um, but are there other point guards around the league that I know you said you could make anybody work, but are there anybody else that like is kind of top of mind for? I know Slew says she wants to come back and she's planning to come back, and it's great if she does. Also okay if she doesn't.
Right.
But are there other players that you're like, I think this person would be very good at leading us down a path. Like maybe again, it's not a long-term solution, but next 2 years we can vibe with her.
Mhm.
I know in some of the other episodes, I think when we talked about Atlanta, their point guard was their thing too. Um, and we talked
I
about
actually think JC would be kind of cool here since you said Atlanta. Um, hmm, like stopgap guards. Well, I like. Oh, but those personalities are something else too. um,
the vibes do matter.
the vibes definitely matter. Um, I really don't know. I genuinely don't know. Let me look at some names.
I think last time I brought up Lindsay Allen, who's always a favorite of mine. You got Odyssey Sims, you got Julie Osmond, Julie Van Loo.
I was gonna say Odyssey, but then that's why I was like, oh, personalities.
Valid. Um,
um,
they might come up off Jay Melbourne in Washington. Um, Ty
that
Harris, Grace Berger.
Ty
do
Harris
like
would be.
Ty. Ty would be. I think high demand for a bit would be serviceable. Uh, Ty is a good one though. Ty is actually
It
a really
does
good
feel
one.
like everybody has said, yeah, please, my team wants Ty Harris. So that's really funny.
Yeah,
Those
Hmm?
it is.
are common themes.
It's very similar to the draft question where it's like, oh yeah, I want my team to draft Raven Johnson. It's like everybody wants like a point guard that could just do point guard stuff. And
I would like Raven. Raven's a great defensive guard and a point guard, and she's smart.
yeah, Ty Harris is like the when you talk about like the free agent ads,
Ty's a
she
good
she
one.
kind of fits that bill as a point guard who can just come in and be serviceable.
Yeah, yeah. I would have loved Veronica Burton back, like in the Chicagoland area, but Golden State ain't gonna never let go of that. Good for them.
As they should.
No, Veronica is actually kind of in the build of, or like in the vein of, kind of what I think would be really good for them.
Exactly what you explained actually. Create our own shot, defend.
The size,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know, man. It's tough.
Jay,
That's all I got.
would you like to say the
Oh,
line?
yes. So all hearts and minds are not clear, not for me, because I do have one more thing to say, and
Oh,
it's for the people that said that Angel and Camilla couldn't play together, because we saw we saw we see what it looks like when the big to big passing is working. We see what it looks like on defense when you got Angel roaming around and the havoc creation. We see it. They can play together. It can work. Those two can be the the front court on a competitive team. It can be done. So
it can.
so now my heart and my mind, they are both clear. The rest of y'all, any parting words?
Well, see, now my heart and mind is unclear because you are right. But I do also think that, like, again, um, the space that they are put in is going to matter. Who they have around them is going to matter spacing wise too, and the both of them continuing to develop first and foremost as finishers um would will matter a ton. uh but you're not wrong in that it can work. That was it. Now I'm clear.
My do I have a closing thought? Um, Not really, because my team isn't in the expansion draft, and I was gonna say like Maddie Westfield, if you don't want to move that far, girl, we might have a space for you.
I
We
really
could
like
work
her.
something out.
I really like her.
Um,
She's so fun.
I what I did want to say was the 25-point game against New York. It really moved me. I know it was the last game of the season. They had a lot going on. It moved me though. It was enough for me. I
Yeah.
saw the vision, and you know, to your point, if they I don't know if they keep her, if they don't keep her. But I do think she has a very bright future, and you know, she could really work with us because, we had a little conversation about Dante's scoring kind of going away. And I think Maddie
Mhm.
Westbeld is the exact archetype that we're looking for. So if it don't work out in Chicago, you will have a place. Beck Allen, I hope you're gone because I never want to have to cheer for you again.
Man.
And um, Kia Nurse, stay behind me, girl, because they really jumped you all year.
No, literally, like, you
And
can get behind me too a little bit. It was ridiculous. It was.
just they jumped you, and sometimes they were right. But
I'm weak.
um we love the tenacity. We love the tenacity. So I'm sure you'll be invited back somewhere next year. I wouldn't be surprised to see you back in Chicago. I know everybody might boo you, but um I wouldn't. I'll defend you again next season, sister. And I think, yeah, my heart is clear and mine is clear.
Keep working with Michaela. Keep working with Michaela. Keep working with Michaela.
My final thought is just temper your expectations. To be honest with yourselves, I
No
think
facts.
that's really where a lot of these problems lied. And this was on from the fans to the players to the front office. It Temper your expectations and be honest with yourselves. I remember in the beginning of last season, people was like, Chicago should be like a top 6 seed. I said, Chicago who?
Just made
And
that up.
it's just like, okay, well, this is why y'all are so angry after every game because
Yeah.
y'all were a guaranteed playoff team, and this was not how this was supposed to go. So let's just relax. Depend no matter how this goes this off season, just relax. Just let it play, and then we go from there.
I like it.
But this has been another episode of Pull Up 3. I am Paragon Don,
I'm Jermaine.
I'm Jay Trent.
And I am Siobhan.
and we are out.